everybody. It is January 16th, and if you haven't read the news yet today, it's a little bit nippy here in Chicago. Currently 20 degrees below zero. So that's why I'm just staying close to the fireplace trying to keep warm. Although I gotta tell you, I do feel a little warm today, but that may be a touch of inauguration fever. That's right, I'm not going to Washington, D.C., but I do plan on watching part of the inauguration here in Chicago on TV. Like I have a choice. I mean, this town has gone Obama crazy. All the stores are selling Obama merchandise. The restaurants are having Obama meal specials. Look at this. The Chicago Tribune gave him his own Obama section. You know, this is crazy. And every TV station's going to be covering the big day. It should be pretty exciting. You know, Oprah's going to be in the parade. She's going to be her own float. And she'll be pulled down Pennsylvania Avenue by Dr. Oz. And then that will be followed by the official state of Illinois entry, which will be Rod Blagojevich covered in tar and feathers and tied to a rail. So there, my friends, that's change I can believe in. But the inauguration is still 4 days away. The Friday Funnies are here right now. So here's this week's news. Let's start off in Covina, California, where a man who was drunk, he was intoxicated, he was waiting at a red light, and he passed out. He fell asleep, and then the light turns green, and he didn't go anywhere. So policemen came up and knocked on the window and startled the man to the point where he sat bolt upright, stepped on the gas, and ran headlong into a hearse that was on its way to a funeral. Smashed right into it. There were no injuries, thank goodness, but there was one dead on the scene. Hey, give me a break. It's cold outside, okay? All right. I don't know why weird things always happen at Walmart. Maybe it's the people that shop there. Maybe it's the fact that this story comes from Muncie, Indiana. But in a Muncie, Indiana Walmart, 26-year-old Ed Pluhar Jr. and his dad, 61-year-old Ed Pluhar Sr., got arrested this week for cutting in line. They tried to cut in line at the service desk and they just pushed the guy aside, and what they didn't realize at the time was that they were cutting in front of an off-duty police officer. So the officer, Chris Kirby, he asked the men if they wouldn't like to go to the back of the line. And then Pluhar the elder asked Officer Kirby if he wouldn't like to step outside and settle this. That's when the officer showed him his credentials and they all went outside. Two of them in handcuffs. All right, in Mexico City, the gangs down in Mexico City have come up with a very unique plan for recruitment to try and get more members into their gangs. They dress one guy up like a police enlistment officer, and he tries to sign up people who want to be policemen, and he tells them, you know, you're going to be working way undercover as drug dealers. And, you know, they got a little suspicious when they found out they had to provide their own guns and there was no pension plan. And also when he said to them, badges? You don't need no stinking badges. Thank you very much. Once again, very, very cold here. Finally, this is two happy stories to round out this week's news. Two weddings in the news, because you love a good wedding. The first one, a couple in the ironically named town of Normal, Illinois, and if you've ever been there, you know what I mean by that. They got married this week at a Taco Bell restaurant. That's right, I guess they spent some of their dating time there, and they thought, why not? We'll get married at the Taco Bell by a friend of ours who got ordained online. And at the end of the ceremony, instead of throwing rice, the employees lined up and threw packets of hot sauce at them. And that couple is honeymooning this week at Burger King. Meanwhile, just up the street a little bit, in Tinley Park, Illinois, Dorothy Taylor and Dwayne Williams got married at a senior living center. That's primarily because Dorothy is 84, not 54, because that's not old. She's 84, and Dwayne is 82. And after the couple said I do, they walked under a canopy of raised up walkers, and then they went to the reception where the cake was made out of Jell-O. And the party was over by 4 p.m. and the happy couple went home and everybody took a nap. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. If you're still trying to get tickets to the inauguration, remember, that's like being between Barack and a hard place. I'm telling you, I think my brain's freezing up. I'm gonna put the flaps down just for the rest of the day. You stay warm, you kids. It's very, very cold out there. Okay, see you next week if I don't freeze.